A reading from Erasable, a new book for the young and the young at heart, by Linda Yiannakis. Copyright 2016, Linda Yiannakis. All rights reserved. Illustrations and cover by Ken Kleppel. Published by Belfort and Bastion. This reading by Michael J. Tucker. Sometimes life just seems unfair. But what if you could change that? What if you could find a way to remove all the annoying nuisances and pain-in-the-neck events from your life? Ellie Grayson thinks she may have discovered a way to do just that. After finding a strange, jeweled book in an old chest in the attic, it seemed to her that anything she wrote and then erased in the book disappeared as if it had never existed. We begin this reading in chapter 11 of Erasable. But did I erase them for real? Ellie wondered. I mean, it's hard to believe. There really were perfectly good explanations about what actually happened there. It was probably just a coincidence that I wrote about those things and erased them from this book, and then it seemed like they had never happened. Ellie stood up and looked around the room. A box full of odds and ends under the window caught her eye. Ellie's hand closed around a catnip mouse in the box. She put the mouse on the desk next to the book. The glow from the LED lantern fell on it, lighting it up. Ellie got the yellow pencil out of the desk drawer. She thought for a moment, and then wrote, "Catnip mouse from box in attic." She picked up the pink eraser she had brought from her room. Taking a deep breath, she put the eraser on the words she had just written and began to rub. She erased and erased until nothing remained of the words "catnip mouse from box in attic." Trembling with excitement, Ellie moved her arm out of the way to check that the mouse had disappeared. The mouse sat exactly where she had put it on the desk. Its tattered tail had not changed. Its eyes still stared glassily out into space, and its whiskers had not disappeared one bit. Ellie's shoulders sagged in disappointment. She checked the book to make sure she had erased the words completely. There were a few smudges and the faintest outlines of what might have been letters where she had written the words, but it was completely erased. Yet the mouse had stubbornly refused to disappear. Ellie sat back in the rocking chair. Why was the mouse still there? Rocking slowly, her own thoughts came back to her in a sudden flash of understanding. You could only write in this book with a special pencil. Ellie felt the breath leave her lungs. She struggled to take in more air. If you need a special pencil, she thought, sitting bolt upright, maybe you need a special eraser. Ellie sat frozen in place for a minute more, and then, without hesitation, she picked up the yellow pencil and wrote, "Catnip mouse from box in attic." She picked up the catnip mouse and placed it directly under the light from the lantern on the desk. She reached into the carved chest and took out the worn gray eraser stub that had sat neglected in the dark this evening. With her eyes on the catnip mouse, Ellie began to erase the words she had just written. As she worked on rubbing out her penciled words in the book, the mouse sat undisturbed under the lantern. She continued to rub, never taking her eyes off the battered cat toy. As Ellie rubbed out the last letter of the word she had written, something began to happen. The air around the mouse appeared to ripple. The mouse began to wobble and shiver inside the rippling air. Ellie blinked and opened her eyes as wide as they would go. The mouse jiggled from side to side, its tail twitching. The solid body of the mouse turned shimmery and began to fade from view. Ellie strained her eyes to see what was happening to it, but it was like trying to see something beneath the surface of swirling water. As she watched, the shimmering body of the mouse faded to just a faint outline. Then it flickered and was gone. And for the rest of this remarkable tale of magic and adventure, pick up Erasable by Linda Yiannakis. Available from Amazon, CreateSpace, and other fine retailers.